Hiya. So here's a slower practice, a nice relaxing practice using the wall. So some of you have done this with me, where we get our legs up the wall. It's a kind of a preparation for shoulder stand, but it's a thing in itself. So to get in the right position on the wall, you need to sit on the edge of your mat with your feet miles away, and then lift your hip right up into the wall. Come down onto your elbows, and then swivel your way around. And then you might need to shuffle your hips a little bit closer to the wall. And relaxing down through the upper body. Bit of space between your feet and between your knees. Length in the back of the neck. So you could actually lift your head up a little bit and then slowly roll back down again. Just to make sure that you're not jutting in the chin. So the back of your neck is long, back of your shoulders are dropping. So this is a video where you're going to really need to listen to my voice and follow instruction. Or maybe you could watch it first and then do it. So it won't be very long because it's much easier to upload these shorter videos. So feeling some softness down through the back of the shoulders and into your upper back. And this is a practice which really helps to release stiffness in that part of our back that we all seem to kind of get tight in, where the back ribs and the shoulder blades join into your spine. And finding the breath in the belly. Rounding the belly on the inhale and letting go on the exhale. Breathing in through, nice and slowly through your nostrils, feeling that coolness of the air on the insides of the nostrils as you breathe in. And you can see how it feels to breathe out through very soft lips. So there's a kind of a paper-thin space between the lips. And that can help to relax the muscles in your face, around your lips and your jaw. So your jaw can feel quite slack. And that helps the front of your neck, your throat to soften. And then your head and your neck and your shoulders can release down into the ground with the breath. So this actually might just be as far as you want to go. So this can be a really lovely thing to do in the evening. Or you could take it a bit further and we'll start to move. So you need to slide your heels kind of 2, 3, maybe 4 inches down the wall, not too far. Keeping that space, that standing space between the feet. And then feel where the pads of your heels are connected with the wall. And imagining that the skin of your heels is glued to the wall. And then noticing where the bones of the heels are pressing onto the pads. So that's that fleshy bit that's between the skin and the bones. And then pressing your heels into the wall. You can feel like you're drawing the bones of your feet and your heels downward, but the skin stays attached to the wall. And then when that happens, your tailbone unpeels, your back of the pelvis, the sacrum, unpeels off the ground as you draw your heels down. And then you can roll back down again, releasing the pressure. The back of the pelvis rolls back down one little bit at a time, softening down. So the first part of this is a very soft and slow rolling up, just an inch or two. You're not thinking about lifting, you're thinking about dropping down through the upper back and drawing the heels downward. Rolling up and down. So it's a subtle, subtle movement. So as your pelvis comes up, you could just make sure that your chin doesn't jut up. The back of your neck stays long. So I've got quite a slippery yoga mat, but you need to make sure that your head isn't too gripped onto your mat. As your pelvis comes up, it might start to come up a little bit higher and roll back down through the back of the waist. every little bit of the back of the waist touches the ground before you relax. Still breathing with the belly. Chin tucks under as you start to come up a little bit higher. Perhaps staying there for a breath or two. So we've still got that lovely soft belly breath. Resting down into the back ribs. So this is the bit that gets really tight. And we're helping to mobilize it. Rolling down, relaxing, breathing. So I've got this whatever kind of lung condition, and this really helps to clear my lungs in the morning. So you might find the same thing if you're a bit gunky, cold, coronavirus, dreaded word. So rolling back up, and as you come up higher, you'll feel even more weight dropping down through your upper back, into the back of the shoulders perhaps. Really important now to keep the back of the neck soft. The belly soft, so all the movement is through the feet on the wall. So the soles of the feet are glued to the wall, but the bones are drawing downward. Not staying there too long, rolling down one vertebra at a time. And then you come to a point where your belly's kind of hanging in a hammock, rolling down. The toes come away, relaxing down through the pelvis into the ground. So you can do this for kind of 10-15 minutes. I'm speeding up for the sake of the video. But once you get the hang of this, or if you've done this with me before in classes, you'll know how it feels. And we don't need to go into a full shoulder stand. This is a practice in itself, rolling up and down the spine, exploring every part of the spine, down into the tailbone, releasing up, back of the waist, back ribs, thoracic spine, into the neck. And if you like, you can see how it feels to bring the arms around like this, but letting go of the weight of the elbows. And making sure you're not gripping too tight in the buttocks. So the action is still with the feet drawing downward, but staying on the wall. So you might feel a little bit congested in the upper chest as you do this, but as I said, this seems to really help with asthma type chest tightness, or any kind of congestion or leftover of a cough. Rolling down one vertebra at a time. And then another lovely way to finish off with this is to come into a rotation. So your legs come down to the ground on one side and your head goes the other way. Walking your feet up the wall to change sides. So we're also feeling this in the thoracic spine, that band of tightness that we can get around the upper middle back, bra strap kind of area. Noticing where the breath is when you're in a rotation, so you might feel it more in the rib cage. You could do it a couple of times on each side. If the shoulder that you've moved away from really lifts up, you could have a cushion underneath that. But you're thinking it dropping, helping it to drop. It doesn't matter if your legs come away from each other a little bit. Feeling the back of the shoulders dropping. And that breathing with the rib cage really helps to release from the inside. Expanding and relaxing. and then coming up safely by rolling onto your side, coming over onto all fours. Enjoy. I hope this video worked and I hope I can upload it okay. Lovely yoga.